Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about how covert narcissists manipulate and scam you for money. And covert narcissists, they're great manipulators. They're master manipulators. And I'm going to get into it in this podcast, and I'm going to give you guys a personal experience as well. Yesterday, somebody came to my attention and they said, there's a narc abuse coach from India, all right, who did a video yesterday which talked about how narcissists, if the narcissist does this in the bedroom, they're cheating with somebody, all right? And they brought to my attention that the video was almost an exact copy of a video that I did 3 years ago where I talked about how narcissists are in the bedroom, okay? I mean, each chapter was exactly my chapters, all right? How narcissists call out your name, call out somebody else's name when they're with you, how narcissists videotape you in the bedroom, all the different things that they do. And these are personal experiences, right? They're not something that is generalized. So I'm bringing this to your attention because this isn't the first time that narc abuse coach from India has plagiarized, and practically at this point, he's almost copying what I'm saying in my videos exactly, all right? Because I guess he feels more brazen because the video was from 3 years ago that I wouldn't know, all right? But I know what I post because I've lived through it. Okay, so I'm bringing it to your attention. And the reason that I'm bringing it to your attention is for a couple of different reasons. Number one, because I'm exposing him. All right. I've exposed him in the past. I don't even like to bring him up, but it's also important for you to be aware that this is how covert narcissists scam. All right. Because what he does is they get on social media, they portray to be someone that they're not. In his particular instance, he portrays to be a psychologist when in fact he is a civil engineer. And if you do your research, you will see that he is a civil engineer and not a psychologist. So right there, he is a liar. He also said that he was molested when the truth of the matter is somebody came to me, the real victim, came to me and wrote me and said that he copied their molestation story and he put it on his social media platform. And the reason that he does that is to fool people into thinking that he is a victim. Why does he do that? So that he can earn their trust. And this is exactly what a covert narcissist would do. And this is what the covert narcissist, narc abuse coach influencer is doing. He built a whole big platform. This guy's got a big platform. He's got plenty of people, thousands of people that are fooled. And the crime of it all is he's taken their money. He is taking their money, portraying himself to be someone that he isn't. And in the interim of everything, not only is he stealing from me, he's stealing from a lot of other real narc abuse victims, okay? Because I've had them come to me. I've had them comment on my post. Oh, he took from me this. Oh, he took from me this. Oh, he takes content off Quora, So this is why I'm putting this guy on blast, all right? Because the last thing I hate is somebody who's a snake, a scammer. And what does is he built up his platform so big, all right, where he has thousands of people following him on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, whatever, right? He has courses. People buy his courses. People do his coaching. And yet they're thinking that he is something that he really isn't, all right? So the thing is, you guys, what this guy does is he steals from smaller influencers where people won't realize that he's copying. See, if he copied from a big influencer, he'd be spotted, right? So he's got to copy from smaller influencers, and smaller influencers that are coming out with good content. He takes that content, he spins it off, he plagiarizes it, and then he gets viral views off somebody else's content. Now, for the people that come back at me and say, well, isn't all the content the same? No, it's not the same, okay? We may all, talk about different issues of narcissism, like discard, manipulation, all the things that go into silent treatment, all these things. But when you copy exactly someone else's story, you are a thief. This is why we have copyright laws. But it's hard when somebody is plagiarizing something to, go after them, all right? Plagiarism, it's very hard to go after people that plagiarize things. So this is how he's built his business. And every time you do this, Mr. D, I'm going to put you on blast because you picked the wrong one here, because my experiences are very personal to me. And when somebody takes something that I've gone through and I'm bringing it out on my platform and I'm explaining to people to try to help people, and then you take exactly what I say, specific examples, that's when I'm going to have a problem with it. And you continue to do it, that's when I have a problem with it. And not only that, I'm also going to take legal action against you as well. All right. So just, be aware of that, because now enough is enough. So I want to make you guys aware and I don't even like to rant about this, because I want to make you aware that even in my niche, you have people that are fooling you and trying to get your money. And this is what covert narcissists do. And the way they do it is by playing the victim, which is exactly what he did. All right. Trying to get people to trust him, trying to pretend that he's an authority, he's a psychologist when he's really a civil engineer, copying content all over the internet. As a matter of fact, another video that he did that he got 1 million views on was how narcissists have brain damage. And guess what? He got that from Narc Free Living. All right. She had that. She was the original content creator on that. And he took that, almost exactly what she had, put it on his platform, all right? And it was not original, all right? And he gave no credit to her. And he tried to make it off that it was his own, all right? So it's not that, we're putting out the same material, because I can't just go to one of the experts' sites, all right, who comes out with a New York Times bestseller book, and take that book and just change the title on the cover and say it's mine. We have the same stuff. You can't do that, you guys. All right. That is somebody who is stealing. All right. That is stealing. It's one thing to explain what a discard is or what, love bombing is or all this other. But when you get into things where you're taking specific content of people's personal experiences and you're spinning it off as your own, then you are a fake, you are a fraud, you are a con man. This guy is a con man. And like I said before, I'm putting him on blast because he is a first-rate creep that's out there stealing from other creators, building his platform, all right? And it makes people like me, like real narc abuse victims, not even want to put the information out. I have podcasts. I have a podcast that I really want to drop, that I've been wanting to drop, but I'm afraid to drop it because I know he's going to take it. He's going to spin it off. And because he has a bigger platform, people are going to think it's from him. All right. So you have to, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy that you can't go out there, tell your story without these covert narcissists coming and taking your information and making it their own. All right. So it's stealing, it's plagiarizing. But with the case of yesterday's video, he copied it exactly. Every single chapter. I even went back to my old video, How Narcissists in the Bedroom. I looked at exactly every chapter. It was exactly every chapter of his videos. If narcissists are doing this in the bedroom, they're cheating on someone or something like that was his video, right? I said every single chapter was my chapter in the video, okay? That is a thief. That is a con man. All right. And that is not just somebody putting out information on narcissism. That is somebody who's stealing other people's content. All right. So I'm making you aware because he's taken people's innocent victims' money and he's portraying that he's a victim himself and that he's a professional in the mental health field. So you're dealing with a con, all right? If you're dealing with narc abuse coach from India, and you guys know who I'm talking about, he is a con man, and he's not just, stolen this. He's stolen, I could name at least 8 to 10 videos he's stolen of mine, all right? So, and I've listed it also on my YouTube under the posts. I've listed where I've shown where I did it and he did the same exact thing. One of them was like how narcissists take pictures. Boom, right after that, he did when narcissists did how they take pictures, and he copied it exactly. When I talked about how narcissists, how they hate children or something like that, or they don't love their children, boom, he came out right after that with almost an exact of what I was saying, all right? And back then, he was just like doing more of a word salad. Now he's copying it almost directly, word for word, all right? So this is what I have to say about that, The other thing is, narcissists they will manipulate and scam for money by doing other things, and it's not just him. There's other influencers out there that are doing this, okay? There's other influencers that are trying to portray that there's somebody they're not. And the crime in it is that they're taking people's money, okay? And people are misled to think that they are somebody that they aren't. So if they're a liar, if they have to lie, all right? If they have to lie, then when you go for a coach session with them or something, guess what? They're going to lie and tell you everything you want to hear. And that's exactly what this guy does as well. He just tells people what they want to hear. Half the time, he doesn't even tell them what is the truth, all right? Like, when he comes out with something and he says, well, the narcissist will definitely be always missing you. No, they won't. Not all narcissists will be missing you. That is a lie. But he says that because he knows that's what people want to hear. That is a scammer. That is somebody who's trying to fool people in order for people to like him and give him plenty of views and subscribers and stuff like that. See me? I'm going to give it to you real. I'm not about the bullshit, okay? People that know me, that have been listening to me, know that I'm a straight shooter. I'm a truth teller. Even if it means people don't want to subscribe to me, fine. So be it, okay? But at least I know I'm walking in the truth and I'm giving you the real deal, all right? I went through these things. I went through being married to a narcissist over 13 years, co-parenting with a narcissist, for the last how many years now, all right? Going through court for 3 years and having that covert narcissist throw everything they could at me. That's how I know everything. Plus having narcissists, covert narcissists and malignant narcissists in my family all around me. This is how I know it, okay? Because I've lived through a lot of abuse and a lot of trauma. And I come here on my platform to give it to you guys real raw so that I can help other people so they don't have to go through what I went through, all right? I'm not just regurgitating and going to other people's platforms and say, oh, that's a good idea. Narcissists, don't go to the narcissist family, because they're not on your side. I lived through that. Okay, I lived through that when I was going through problems with my ex and I went to his family and how they were. Okay, that's how I know it. How does he know it? Because he's pretending, all right, and stealing stories about molestation and everything else with the real victims coming to me and telling me he stole his story, all right? Disgusting. This guy is disgusting, all right? And it really makes me sick that I even have to put this out here. But I am putting it out here because enough is enough. And no, it doesn't make me a narcissist. It makes me a victim who's tired of being abused, being copied, and having my content stolen, all right? So, you guys, this is the God's honest truth. And the other thing, too, now, that's a personal experience. So watch out who you listen to, because all of them may, you gotta vet these people out and see if they're real or if they're, just telling you whatever you want to hear to get your money. All right. The other thing, too, how covert narcissists manipulate for money. They manipulate for money a lot of times by trying to be really nice to you. When they're really nice to you, they flatter you, then you put your guard down, and that's how they get your money. They get your money also by guilt tripping you, all right? So when when they do a nice favor for you, now they're going to guilt trip you into feeling that, you owe them, all right? So that's how they also control you with money, because this is what covert narcissists will do. They'll do little favors for you in order to get you to be indebted to them. And then when they ask you for something, you won't say no, all right? They play the victim. They're going to call you jealous. They're going to call you insecure. They also steal money by getting your name on certain things like bank accounts, insurance policies, life insurance policies, different things like that, right? That's how they also steal money. They steal money with inheritances. They try to butter up the person who's got the money in the family. They kill them with charm and kindness. So, the covert narcissist is going to go to the person who's got the money, and they're going to manipulate them for money. So the way that the covert narcissists manipulate and cons and scams people is by killing them with kindness and flattery, okay? Killing them with kindness and flattery, or by playing the victim or trying to mirror their victims, like in the case of narc abuse coach from India, Mr. D. What he does is he tries to portray he's a victim just like them. What better way to try to fool people and then try to steal other real victims' content and spin it off as his own? He's a great con man, by the way. He is a great con. He really has the gift of the gab. He really knows how to spin something and make himself try to sound authentic. But those of us who have been through the trauma and those of us who know the narcissist in and out could see right the fuck through him, all right? We could see right through him. And we can see right through him by the fact that he's stealing our content, okay? He's stealing our content. So, you guys, you got to watch out for these people. Don't always think that somebody is just like you, all right? You got to vet them out. You got to see, can they go into detail about things, all right? People could sit there and they could talk on the surface about narcissism, or they could talk on the surface about anything. But can they go into detail about things? See, the fake ones can't go into detail because they haven't lived it. But the real ones like us who've been to hell, we could tell you anything. We could tell you anything. That's why people come to me and they say, oh, you're spot on. Oh, again, direct hit, spot on. Yes, it's going to be spot on because it's the truth, because it's my real life experience, okay? It's not from a book. It's not from copying off some other influencer's page. I can go into detail and explain whatever you want to know. Whether it's co-parenting with a narcissist, I did it. Whether it was being married to a narcissist, I went through it, okay? Whether it's dealing with covert narcissistic in-laws, I dealt with it. Having dealt with malignant narcissists, I've dealt with it, okay? I dealt with 3 big malignant narcissists. Covert narcissists, I got them all over my family. I deal with them, all right, with the bullshit. So I could get into anything with you, okay? That's a fact. And people, I got to laugh about it. It's like I said to my daughter when we were talking about certain people in our family and stuff. And I said, it's really funny because people come to me and they say, how do you know so much about narcissism? And I'm like, it's right here. It's right here. It's right in my backyard. Okay. Plus everything that I went through in my life. But, I'd have to do a podcast on everything. And the reason that I haven't done the podcast on everything, first of all, it would be a massive podcast, all right, because of all the things I went through, is because I know these narcissists are stalking my page, all right? And I'm not looking to have problems with anybody, all right? See, a real victim would be worried of this, all right? Because sometimes you've dealt with narcissists that could cause problems for you. So the best thing to do is to not deal with them at all and cut them out of your life, all right? But I am going to come out with it, all right? I just haven't had time, you guys. So these are all the ways that narc abuse, coach from India is a scammer, how he scams for money. And the other ways they scam for money is that they sell courses online. They sell coaching when they're a civil engineer and they're not a psychologist. They play the victim. I mean, honestly, I think it's really like the dirtiest dirty thing is to sit there and say that you got molested, all right, when you stole somebody else's molestation story and you put it on your platform verbatim, okay? So automatically that sends a direct signal to me that this person is a liar, okay? But to be that low and come out with a molestation case that you got molested and steal somebody else's story, that's a dirty ass narc, okay? And you know, they're dirty ass too, because they will lie and say that they have cancer. They will lie and say that they have illnesses in order to fool people and try to scam them out of money. They will lie and say people are dead when they're not dead. They are the lowest of the lows. They will swear on a Bible. And remember, narcissists, they have no morals and values, all right? They have no morals and values. They are the dirtiest of the dirt, okay? So don't be fooled, you guys, because these narcissists, these covert narcissists in particular, are great actors and actresses. They will have you fooled unless you've had enough life experience in dealing with people and you could spot their game and you could see through them. See, a lot of people are naive and they haven't dealt with these kind of snakes. So they just believe everything that they hear. But I'm telling you, and I'm making you aware of this, and I'm also bringing it out to expose this guy because I'm tired of it, and he's getting me to a point where he's making me not want to have to put out information anymore, okay? So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast, or whether I'm going to have to put it all on private. And I don't want to have to put everything all on private, all right? I don't want to have to do that. So, I hope this helps you guys to be aware of who you get your information from and be aware that covert narcissists will try to mirror you, pretend that they're like you, tell you everything that you want to hear in order to win you over and manipulate you, but they're not giving you the truth, okay? And they're not giving you their real life experiences. They are liars. They're liars that steal everything from other people. They steal their money, they steal their content, they steal their identity, everything, all right? So watch out for them. Just watch out for them and be aware. Just because somebody seems nice doesn't mean they're a nice person. Period. End of story, all right? I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. And one other thing I want to bring out. Do you guys notice that when I podcast, I usually podcast over 12 minutes? Do you guys realize that I podcast usually over 12 minutes? That usually I try to give you a podcast that's meaty, that's filled with detail because I want to explain it. Well, that's somebody who's, giving you the inside, okay? Whereas a lot of phony people will only do videos for 12, 13 minutes because that's what YouTube requires is 12, 13 minutes in order to monetize for it, all right? So they're not going into detail. They're just hitting on the spots because a lot of them don't even know the in-depth of, the different facets of narcissism, all right? They're just giving you little tidbits that they may have gotten off Quora or off other things. It's the narcissist abuse influencer who can go in depth with it. And you see that it's not copied from somebody else's experiences, all right? I just had to put a note on that. So, you guys, if you're looking for coaching, you could check out my link in the bio. Also, I have limited time. I'm working on other projects. I don't know how much longer I could do coaching because I've just been so busy and run down and dealing with a lot. The other thing is, check out my YouTube. I have almost 7,000 videos on YouTube at the Game Exposed podcast. TikTok is the Game Exposed, Facebook is the Game EXP123, and Instagram is the Game EXP123. And have a great day, you guys.